Hi. Again, my room's messed up. Sorry, guys. So, someone asked me to talk about how med school is different than undergrad in terms of like classes and everything. So, I've only been here for like 5 weeks, so I can't comment too much on everything. But from what I can tell, class is not mandatory for a lot of schools. We have some mandatory classes, and they're mostly like to make sure that we're not dying kind of thing. We have like small group stuff. So they have, I think a lot of med schools have this thing called small groups. So you'll have like maybe like 10, 15 people, I don't know how many, that you guys just like work on stuff together, or maybe once a week you discuss. And it's not like you're like studying with them, it's just like you guys all have like a discussion maybe once a week and talk about a case and you learn about it. All lectures are recorded. Thank God for that. So like everything is recorded and you can watch the lecture later. From what I can tell, a lot of people just don't even come to lecture and just watch it on their own. I personally think it's great to just watch it and not even go to lecture, because you can pause whenever you want, you can skip through the stuff that you think is worthless. And yeah, so it's not like in undergrad where if you weren't going to class, you're like, oh, you're not a good student, because yeah, you're supposed to be attending lecture. But I think there are tons of great students who just don't attend lecture and they just watch it on their own time and then use their time more effectively. And then they can wake up whenever they want. They can do things earlier or later. I personally like it. The only issue is sometimes they don't upload it as quickly as I'd like it to. So that's a little bit of an issue. But other than that, I personally love having everything recorded, because even if I go to lecture, I can listen to things a second time, which is huge for me. Which I think I said in one of my videos is, for undergrad, I would like to hear a lecture twice. So I'd go to lecture, attend it, and then I'd listen to the video if they had it. But in med school, basically everything is recorded, which is super helpful. So there's that. That's a huge difference. For med school, there are lots of club opportunities available. There are like student-run clinics that you can be a part of. I think my school has something where you can like help at a jail and like talk to people at a jail about STDs, which I hope I can do. I think that's pretty cool. I don't think club work is as necessary as it was in undergrad. For like now your aim is for residencies. I think doing community work and getting hands-on experience is always great, but if you're geared like, oh, I just want to do whatever is necessary for residency, I think the main thing is like research. Number one, I think your step score is supposed to be like the largest thing. No one really cares about your preclinical grades from what I can tell, so the first 2 years is not that huge. But yeah, so I think research is a huge thing. I haven't started research yet. I wanted to kind of like get settled into everything before I start, but yeah, there are different clubs available. You can probably use the undergrad stuff too. People here are super social. They like have like yoga clubs. They have tons of like opportunities. They have like a diabetes clinic. They have a clinic to help like poor people. I think that's like a huge thing, probably at most med schools, because those are the people who are probably going to be more willing to let like a med student do stuff on them. If you're rich, you're probably like, no, I want a real doctor, not these like little med student babies. But a person with less money might be more willing to let a med student do something on them, supervised, hopefully, yeah. But like, if it doesn't cost them anything, why not? So there's a lot of different club types available. What else is there? And yeah, basically med school is a lot of like do your own kind of thing. You're not obligated to go to class, at least for a lot of schools. I think there was one school I interviewed at that was like 50% mandatory lectures, which people are like, what is going on? That's dumb. But I personally like it so far. I think that it's pretty chill. I mean, you study all the time. You have no life. I study a lot more than I did in undergrad. I mean, I was a bioengineer for the first 2 years in undergrad, so I did study a lot. So I'm kind of used to spending all my time. But like, people go out, people have lives. It's honors, pass, fail. Like, only 10 people are going to get honors. Everyone else is going to get a pass. So you're allowed to enjoy yourself. I can talk about my personal study habits, and because I'm kind of trying to prepare for the boards too. That's basically like the MCAT. It's monster. So I'm going to try and do that, and I can talk about those techniques that I'm doing. Just to say, you guys should start looking into Anki. It's a spaced repetition app. It's supposed to help you retain things long term. People use it to like memorize languages or like learn languages, but you can also use it for med school. I think it's like a big thing for med school, and I personally think that it's helpful because I'm a very forgetful person, so I think it's helpful. So I will make a video about that on what I've been doing with it soon. So yeah, I don't know if I answered the person's question, but yeah, it's different in that in undergrad I feel like they still kind of babysat you a little. In med school it's more like you do your own thing. You literally don't have to come to lecture if you don't want. I think by second semester barely anyone's going to come. We have anatomy lab first semester, so we're dissecting human bodies already. Like first week we were cutting into people, dead people. But that's the really cool part, that we were doing that, and I was really excited about that part. So yeah, it's just a lot more studying, a lot more memorizing it. The amount of information we're given is overwhelming. It's really crazy. Like, I have like 2 lectures of the same class every day for like 5 days, and I'm supposed to like know everything, and it's crazy. So there's a lot more information than you would see in undergrad. And I remember in high school they would say, oh God, like college is going to be so much worse. And now it's, oh, well, thought college was bad, med school is a lot worse, and it's true. But it's doable, and you're not going for an A anymore, so it's fine. Just you're trying to memorize this and learn this so you can be a better doctor. Though I've heard the stuff you learn in the first 2 years is kind of worthless anyways, and you don't use it when you're a doctor, so that kind of sucks. But hopefully some of it ends up being useful. Okay, enough blabbering for me. Bye.